Hello friends and welcome to another colour along. There's an exciting colour along today because we're colouring the first page from Tiny Tales Volume 3, an anthology of ridiculous tales. And I'm going to colour in this page, which is from the first story in the book, which is Elephant's Toenails, a pachyderm problem. And the page is about two elephants who are out on dinner dates, and the question is, do they wear earrings in their ears? So I've been looking forward to this one for a while, and it's very exciting to be able to colour along with you with this one. If you don't have this book, that's all right, because you can grab this page and all the pages that I'll be colouring in March from rjhampson.com and the March Colour Club pack, which contains everything we'll be colouring in March. So grab that if you want to colour along and you don't have the book. I do have a sheet of paper folded over underneath here. I'm hoping that's going to be enough to protect the page under it, because a little bit like this, if I put some acetate under there, it's going to get a little bit messy. All right, so let's start with the elephant. I'm going to do these elephants grey, and I'm going to use some lighter cream colours. This is cotton pearl, sorry. And I want to just have, elephants have sort of like a pink, soft pink on little bits of their noses and maybe on their cheeks, a bit on their ears, certainly their underbellies. Yeah, let's say they've got some soft pink on their bums as well. That's my cotton pearl. Now I'm bringing in some greys. Let's start with an oyster grey. I did do these Tiny Tales books just to be sort of a quick colour. And this one's a little different to all of the others because, well, the first two volumes just had a collection of different elements on a page that you could pick out one of the elements. Whereas this one's got stories that follow through, and each page is pretty much a full scene, which is great fun. Just getting these colours in, leaving some of that pink behind. All right, I think that we need a little bit of pink at the bottom of his feet as well, as bring back my cotton pearl. I'm going to just try a little bit of a darker grey. This is platinum grey. Oh, I'm going to use the brush nib. I'm bringing the platinum grey still, because I think this leg underneath this table is going to have shadow on it. So let's build that in from the beginning. All right, I'm going back to my cotton pearl. Oh, this is my oyster grey. I'm going to put a little bit of that platinum grey in as well. All right, I'm just going to play with this colour called Coral. This is from my Polychromos range. Just think we need a little bit more pink. A little bum sticking out there. All right, I'm bringing in a warm grey 4. Just going to play a little bit more of our greys. Well, I hope you're all enjoying the stories that are in this little book. I can't tell you how much fun I had writing them and illustrating them. I'm hoping you have even a fraction of the amount of fun I had when I made it. I think you guys will really love it if you do. Can't wait to see the feedback. Let me know if we need to do more of this or less of this. But these Tiny Tales books are a fun place to play with new ideas, aren't they? All right, let's take on this little arbor or whatever this is, frame around here. Make that green, like an enamel green thing. This is porcelain blue. What a nice deep earthy green. I'm going to make the leaves of these little, where was that? Same green. And I think it would be really fun to anchor that in. Big believer in having colours, referencing colours across things sort of tie in with each other. If that makes sense. So while we've got our porcelain blue out, let's play with it a bit. All right, this is a colour called light holly green, and I am going to make this like a little glass, like a greeny glass. This is my deep cobalt green. just getting some dimensionality into these shapes. And while we've got our deep cobalt green, let's bring it down here and play with these as well. Now let's just put a little bit of earth green in, see what that does. I'm going to bring that coral back in. That we used on elephants before. And let's mix that up with a rose carmine. I think we should do the same on the icing of this cake. This is coral. And this is our rose carmine. And let's grab some permanent carmine because there's a little cherry on top of this. I'm going to do the same thing. Permanent carmine. And I think rose carmine. And a permanent carmine. Let's get these rubies happening in her earrings. Right, let's get our coral. I'm going to give this guy a red jacket. It's because he looks like he's tried really hard on this date, on this dinner date. And I don't know the fashion sense. I know the fashion sense of frogs, but elephants, it's a whole new ballpark, really, isn't it? So let's bring in our rose carmine again. And what about some permanent carmine? Really get the red singing. I'm just building up the layers softly. You don't want to scrub your paper. Just want to let these little pencils do their job. Work in your blends. It's really therapeutic. It does take a bit longer when you're doing pencils, but I think you get a really lovely soft result at the end, so it's worth it. And while I've got this out, I'm going to give him a nice little red band around his hat. All right, warm grey 4 is what we used before on the elephant. Let's make that the highlight of the hats. Oh, the hat too. There aren't multiple, are there? And then I'm going to bring in some darker colours. This is a warm grey 6. And finish it off with a bit of deep sepia. Dark sepia, sorry. I'll tell you the right name. That'll probably help you. All right, I'm just going to bring in a different green because we've got plants as well as all of these green structural parts. So this is a colour called acid green. I'm just going to play with it for a little bit. Yeah, I think that's sort of fun. So this is acid green. I was wondering also about bringing in some of this celadon green. And a little bit of our acid green. It's not a hugely different colour, but it's enough to bring some life into that colour. Yeah, I'm going to do the same here. This is celadon. Let's just do a little bit of extra green while we're there. Okay, this is back to our acid green. And I just really want to make that. And while I've got that, I think some of these panes of glass should be in that colour. Sort of like a stained glass inset on our gazebo thing. Now this is an earth green yellowish. I do want to bring back some darker vibes maybe to this vine. Try and capture some of that light and shadow falling. And these books aren't supposed to be anything hard. They're just supposed to be joyous and fun, so you can enjoy your colouring. So I don't think it matters what medium you use, as long as you're having fun. Right, I'm bringing in the colour called Camel. I just want to play with the woodwork. I think this table's going to do well. With this camel as a base, I'm going to leave some parts of it to be gold. It's quite a high-class restaurant here, isn't it? All right, we've got some tables and chairs. I think also our floorboards. The woodwork around here, I think could stand up to a little bit of wood. I'm just going to keep playing with this woodwork. This is a brown ochre. I'm going to bring in a colour called Nougat. And I'm really hoping these stools have been sturdily built. They seem to be carrying quite a bit of weight. Back to our brown ochre. And a little bit of that Nougat, just pick out that shadow there. And let's just do a bit of warm grey. What's this? Warm grey 4. And we'll bring in that dark sepia. A little bit of coral, going to give him red pants. Some rose carmine. And some permanent carmine. This is light yellow ochre. And this is Naples yellow. White yellow ochre. And what about some burnt ochre? And I think we'll give him a little bit of gold around here. Burnt ochre, light yellow ochre, Naples yellow, burnt ochre. These can be gold flowers. Some burnt ochre. No, this is light yellow ochre. Sorry, I'm leading you astray. Yeah, we'll grab some Naples yellow. And I think we should do some of that gold on her jewellery as well. Light yellow ochre, do some burnt ochre, a little bit of Naples yellow. What do you think? We'll give a yellow pot, Naples yellow. Light yellow ochre. And some burnt ochre. I think we'll do the same thing for here, Naples yellow and this stripe. Light yellow ochre. and burnt ochre. All right, these little patterns on the dress, well, they're just going to have to be our Naples yellow. They're all a little bit too sunbursty and happy, aren't they, to not be anything else. I think I'm going to do that to the frills and piping around this dress as well. Now I think a little bit of that light yellow ochre give us a little bit of a touch. I'm going to bring back my cotton pearl. I'm going to make the tail of this little rat and his ears and his little face here. Bit of cotton pearl. And I'm going to bring back my oyster grey as well. And our platinum grey. I think our platinum grey will be nice as a sort of a backdrop colour here. All right, I'm bringing in my coral. I'm going to do these corally pinky red flowers here. So I'm starting with the coral. I'm moving on to my rose carmine. And then a little bit of permanent carmine. I think cotton pearl for these little, whatever they are. And let's put cotton pearl in the center of these flowers. You know, I think I'm going to put some cotton pearl up here as well. And I'm going to do half this star on the coral and half this star on that permanent carmine. What a star, it's a diamond, isn't it? All right, this is a colour called Periwinkle. I was going to give him a periwinkle bow tie. And I was even contemplating this dress being periwinkle. Yeah, I'm just going to throw in some periwinkle here. I don't know why. This grey needs a little bit of speckling to it. Oh, this is a really light grey. It's called porcelain. I don't want my elephant to be wearing a pure white shirt. I actually do the crown that colour too, strangely. All right. This is a colour called ivory, and very aptly we're going to colour in its ivory tusk. Ivory. I'm also going to throw some colour in our glassware here. And this is beige red. Beige red. Maybe he's drinking a rosé. All right. A little bit of dark sepia on the toenails. Maybe I should have done these toenails a bright colour. Right, let's do some sky in the background. This is a colour called Mint Wisp. It's really light bluey green. I'm a bit worried about my dark fingernails, so I've got some jelly roll here. This is called lime burst or something. Lime Star. Here you go. And I'm going to give this lady some lovely sparkly toenails. And I'm also going to throw in a bit of a emerald in that gem there. Right, we're almost there. I'm really enjoying my first page of Toenails Volume 3. Okay, let's get some highlights happening. Well, you know what? I think we've completed the page. There it is, the first page from Toenails Volume 3. This is from the Elephant's Toenails story. And it's, I think, the second page of the Elephant's Toenails story. And I've been looking forward to colouring that for a long time. And there it is, coloured. Well, thanks so much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed colouring along with me today. I also hope you're enjoying the Toenails Volume 3. I shall no doubt see you in another video. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye. See you later.